Hello again, sports fans. It's time for your Week 4 3-minute update. This week, to make sure, we've actually got our timer going. So let's start with the big games of the week. FSU goes into Death Valley and ends up claiming the victory against Clemson. Took a little bit of overtime and breaking some poor young kicker's heart, but they took away the victory. Meanwhile, Georgia Tech came back strong against the Demon Deacons at Wake Forest, and got to tell you, that pick made a big difference for a few people. Buckeyes, in the meantime, Ohio State was in the premier game, the big focus for game day and everything else for ESPN last week. Ended up being really, really a close game. I think more so than a lot of people were thinking. Either the Irish are a little better than most think, or maybe Ohio State's not quite as good. But nevertheless, Buckeyes come out with a victory. Resurgence of times past. So speaking of maybe not quite as good as people thought, Bama is finally coming back a little bit. We had a game last week that was actually fun to watch for a change. Even though it was tight the whole time, at least it looked like a team you could cheer for, which was great. Well, what did that do to the leaderboard? Well, congratulations, Luke, on your first win with a nice score of 90, followed by Alex and Rick. And if you look at that for the season to date, that puts Alex, he's been sneaky. He's been like hanging around near the top all season long. So it puts him on top right now, followed by Mindy, and tied at third, Abby and Matthew, just a couple of points back. Now, on the other end of the leaderboard, feeding at the bottom, you got Richard in last place, followed by yours truly, with Brian right behind me. So two new boys making a Daniel sandwich here, but I think there's a lot of hope, because if you noticed, the leaders all the way down to the bottom, not a big gap, and we're still early in the season. So let's look at the week ahead real quick. The oldest rivalry in the South, Auburn versus Georgia, should be a really fun game. Only because whatever happens in Auburn, it's completely unnatural and sometimes supernatural. So that's always exciting. Meanwhile, USC is going to be going to Boulder, and it's a 12 p.m. Eastern time game. By my watch, it's a 10 a.m. kickoff. That's crazy. Anyway, USC, we'll see what kind of comeback we can see for the recovery for the boys up in Boulder. Miami of Ohio is a 14-point favorite. We know what that means. Absolutely nothing. It's Miami of Ohio. They could still be giant losers or winners. And playing for pride, we got the 1-3 Vatech Hokies versus the 1-3 Pitt Panthers. Let's see what comes out on that one. Thanks, everybody. Good luck. Have a good week ahead. Bye-bye.